Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be doing a VOD review of the most recent Pokemon Masters. I think it's 21. I can't keep track of the numbers, but essentially this is a Shiny League tournament, and this is actually going to be a losers bracket game. I think this is losers bracket finals, so this is like a third place match between Colin Tang's team and Red Love's team. Those are kind of the people that I associate the teams with. But it's going to be a Aphelion for Red Love's team, same in their team, and then Bravebird for Colin's team. Now, here's the cool thing. If any of y'all remember our friend Kipsene plays on this team. So congratulations to her and the team for getting third. I don't know their full roster. I think they might have had a sub for this event. I think I remember hearing that. But it's going to be Aphelion going up against them. Also, they're not a Dragonite team. So I think that's kind of cool. So we're going to probably take a look at it, maybe have the comms on a little bit, but pay attention as best we can. So really quickly, hold on, I do need to mute or need to pause. We have Talonflame in jungle, Venusaur, Eldegoss, Wiggly bot lane with Lucario top lane. They have 3 full heals, 2 eject buttons. Then we have Greedent top lane, I'm assuming Greedent top lane, Jungle Dragonite, Eldegoss, Venusaur, Slowbro in the bottom lane. Potion Slowbro, 3 eject buttons, or 3 full heals, and a Fluffy Tail. So no eject buttons on the enemy team. Really cool. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is a best of 1 for the losers bracket. I don't know if y'all have ever seen how these tournaments run, but best of 1. And yeah, we're going to be watching Colin's jungle perspective. So let's go ahead and get into it.
You can't say that because you're also female. You don't have anything to do, so you can't say shit.
That's my choice.
I feel like I'm going to regret having these comms on at some point. Tournaments do run on the normal map, so we're going to be watching normal map. It's weird. I forget that that's a thing. I haven't paid attention to tournaments too much lately. Kind of waiting. But, okay, they're going to curse the whole video, so I'm going to actually turn it off. Darn these teams. Darn you. Like I said, I knew I was going to regret it. But no, we'll pay attention to how they do. So we got Greedent and solo top lane, like I said, the 2 tri lanes. It's nice seeing Slowbro see some competitive play, because I definitely think that it's good enough, or really close to good enough, and the end game Unite move is just crazy, so that's cool. Colin doing kind of like a standard jungle rotation. He's going to be finishing on top lane, so he can do the like the jungle appearance in top lane. And it's cool to see a Talonflame still getting picked in competitive play. Talonflame is great pick, solid. It's not Dragonite, so it's like I respect them for not having to lean on Dragonite too much, I suppose, but Dragonite's pretty crazy. You know how it is. But so is Fly. Fly's crazy too. All right, 850 Bs are up. I like that. The shove into the coordinated push into the acrobatics. They're going to get some good farm there. Colin's going to grab a berry and then head back in the jungle. Tri-lane, we can't get a lot of context on, so we'll try to pay attention to that once we get some eyes down there. But really efficient farming. He's just farming everything on cooldown. And yeah, going to be doing his rotation. So we don't really watch the jungle perspective too much in competitive play. Colin's like the person that I know for sure like records and streams for this team, so I wanted to watch. But we will see how they do. The bot lane looks like it's struggling a little bit. At least they've gotten like a single kill there. And top lane Lucario, it looks like their Lucario players has a lot of energy on him, so maybe hasn't been able to score a whole lot. So that's kind of tough, because it's hard to get those points in, I suppose. Especially once you start to have a ton of energy, it's really hard. Oh man, that's the top thing. That's the thing about Greedent top, is it's so hard to punish that character. They're hanging out in top lane. Colin's kind of scouting bottom. You could see that they're kind of locked. You see some of those yellow bars on their EXP, so probably struggling to get a little bit of experience in bottom lane. So bottom lane's struggling a little bit. That'll probably be the pivotal point of where they fall behind in this game, because I think that like having the lanes not like lose lanes, or like stuff like that, is like really important. Just trying not to fall too far behind. All right, so Colin gets 8 from the top lane. He's going to go ahead and leave that top lane fight and head to bottom lane. Now the enemy team has an 8 Dragonite, so an interesting thing here would be they have to try to win the fight, but they're not strong enough. So part of me almost wishes that maybe they would have recognized that their bottom wasn't doing so hot, and they're going to be going up against the Dragonite, and maybe they could have rotated and gone top lane. But the Greedent coming down, they basically, I think that they kind of need to auto leave this and go for a Rotom. Is probably what I would try to call here. He's going to try to get it. The thing is like, I just don't think a Talon can out-secure a Dragonite, even if he wanted to, right? It's just like, it's just going to be too hard. So he tries. I respect it. They're going to lose this full bottom goal, most likely. Lucario is able to score a little bit and get some solo top time, but the problem is that they're not going to be able to get an objective. One thing I find in Pokemon Unite is that if the first two mid-map objectives, so the first 7-minute objectives, the Rotom and the Dreadnought, go to a single team, that team has, like, I wish I could find a way to do the math on it or something, but that team has a very high statistical chance to win the game. They got everything right. Like, there was pressure, early game pressure. There was experience for potential Unite moves. There's additional turn-in. Look at this. Like, they're going to get big turn-in here. That's, what is that, a 25-point overdunk? They have the ability to run it down. So this game's like kind of just already getting a little out of hand. And I think that, you know, while it's definitely possible to potentially come back, this is just getting so steamrolly. And I would probably have loved to see something a little bit more on the cuff, where they say, you know what, bot lane's not going so well. I think we need to find a trade. That's kind of where I would have maybe gone after it. Usually for VOD reviews, I don't tend to watch, sorry for the spoiler alert, I don't usually tend to watch the losing perspective, but I wanted to watch this because this team, I want to say, is like, I don't want to call them a younger team, but they are, I'd say, relatively speaking to other teams in the scene, they're a younger team, and they've been doing really well. So again, Colin and Kipson, you know, those are the two that I know on the team the most, have been doing really well, and it's kind of cool to see how well they've been able to grind up, but it's going to be a tough game. So at this point here, I think you have a couple of options depending on the levels. I would love to see them full send everybody into them and just fight them and try to see whatever kind of kills they can get. Points wise, they're never going to have point lead going into the final 2 minutes. So I would love to see them fully stacked up, trying to throw themselves at these fights to see if they can get a pick. It looks like that kind of happened, but their Ivysaur is just so far behind that he's like trying to get Venusaur in top lane. So there's really no way to trade that 4v5. Again, he's going to try, but no good team, no very good team is going to let you get that steal, right? If it's within Dragonite's range, he'll kill it before your Talonflame can fly on it anyways. And as far as top lane right now, there's no trade. Like, what you could, well, that's not even necessarily true. They have Unite moves. What they should do here, again, same thing I probably would have done in the bottom fight, is throw everything at it. You either hard ignore them and farm and try to score in off lanes and send like 5 bottom right now, so that way you could maybe overpower the one person that's in bot lane, or you probably send everybody top. So my recommendation here, I think, is that I think that Colin's team's got a little bit to learn about playing from behind, and this is just the way that I kind of perceive the game. I could be wrong. I mean, much more veteran teams probably have a much better understanding of how to play from behind, but this is getting really out of hand to the point where you know, they're just having a hard time getting really anything done. With Red Love on Venusaur, even though he gets low, like, it doesn't really mean a lot unless you can get some big bursts on him. So that was good. The fly and landing on him, they're going to get a couple kills, and this is what I'm talking about right here. If you go into a 5v5 fight with a team that's way bigger than you and you get a couple kills, it's actually huge. The problem is I think that they've been crippled too much at this point. I would have loved to see what we just saw happen, where they're starting to get a bunch of kills, happen much earlier, like around second Dread or second Rotom, to where, again, the reality is that the points are never going to be in their favor just based on how the early game went, but maybe they could have caught up enough to keep their goals, like at least their tier 2 goals, alive, and then go into go into the late game with the ability to fight and not have like an open lane, because having an open lane is dangerous for being behind. They can just kind of like run into your goal or run into your base and score. So definitely a little dangerous. But we'll see. Final 2 minutes coming up. We've got 20 seconds. I'm trying to see the Unite moves at the top. He's got this he's got his member overlay. They have 2 people that don't have Unite moves. They have a Wiggly Unite move. Colin has his Talonflame Unite move. Okay, so they have 1 Venusaur with no Unite move. So hopefully the Venusaur will take into the Unite move. I'm not sure what the comms are like, because like I said, I don't want to listen to comms this game. But hopefully, yeah, okay, so they have their Unite move. They should honestly just try to blow everything here. They need to blow everything here. And it's just, I just don't think they're strong enough. So Venusaur dies without being able to Unite. That's pretty much a lost fight just to begin with. I think if I was Colin, I would probably use the sim to go I don't know. I think it's just kind of over. 2 Unite moves not used is tough. He even might steal this, but no, unfortunately not. So they're going to win that one, or they're going to lose this one. Felion's going to win that one. I think that my assessment, if I was like looking at this game with them, would be to be a little bit more risky when you're behind. Don't be afraid to just kind of like throw things at them and try to find some catch-up experience. Don't worry about the points too much, but at the same time, you have to be prepared to defend those like tier 2 goals. And then that team fight, it just went really, really well. I think when you're playing into a slow bro, you probably just need to like be very fast and loose with your Unite moves, throw it out there, make sure that you can at least land all of your abilities, and try to make it work. Yeah, I think the Wiggly ult is an important part of that, but that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I feel like I could provide some decent insight into this game and how maybe they could have played it a little bit differently. But a 3rd place performance from, like I said, I don't mean to be condescending, but a little bit of a younger team is really, really awesome to see. And shout outs to Colin and Kipsney and the rest of the team for performing well. So as always, friends, be sure to be kind to one another, tell someone that you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.